Before we dive into this investigation, I want you to imagine something. Let's say I tell you that I own one of the world's largest growing chocolate companies. I've got a flashy website. I've got salespeople all over the world promoting my chocolates. I've got conferences, leadership events, newsletters, awards, and people standing on the stage telling everybody how amazing the chocolate business is. I've even got a showroom in Dubai. I've got brochures explaining the chocolates and how the business works. I've got a compensation plan showing how much money you can make. I've got happy customers posting photos online. I've got videos. I've got apps. I've got testimonials. I've got promoters recruiting new people every day. Now imagine you asked a simple question. Can I see the chocolate factory? The answer is no. Can I see where the chocolates are made? No. Can I see the production reports? No. Can I see the independent audit proving chocolates exist? No. Can I taste the chocolates? No. Can I visit the factory? No. Can I see how much chocolate is actually being produced? No. At some point, you're going to stop looking at the marketing and start looking for the factory. Because if the factory is the entire reason the business exists, then the factory should be the easiest thing to prove. Now, that's exactly what kept bothering me when I started my investigation into miningrace.com. I found conferences, I found events, I found newsletters, I found compensation plans, I found promoters, I found leadership ranks, I found media articles, I found a showroom in Dubai. But I struggled to find an independently verifiable, I can't even say the word, evidence of mining operations itself. And the more I looked at the people promoting Mining Race, the more familiar some of the names became. Several have previously appeared in other crypto opportunities, multi-level marketing ventures, and passive income schemes that later collapsed, attracted regulatory scrutiny, or generated significant curiosity. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that Mining Race is a scam, but it does mean that we should start asking a few questions, real questions, the kind of questions that investors should ask before putting their money into this opportunity. In this investigation, we're going to follow the money, follow the promoters, examine the Austrian regulatory warning, look at the compensation plan, and ask one question that sits at the center of this entire story. If Mining Race is generally one of the largest community mining ecosystems, where is the mines? Now that is my introduction. Now I haven't actually quite finished the article that I'm working on at the moment. And for some reason, it's brought up the wrong screen. And I don't know why. So let me see if I can get the right screen back on my screen and get things going the way they should do. Let me see. Just give me a minute there, please, caller. Is that the one? Boom! There it goes. So there's me in my war room. And I just can't help myself with this one, guys. What is really funny is I have investigated other opportunities like this, and they have the funniest pieces of hardware. So let me show you this little wee mining core thing that sits on your desk like a paperweight, or this box here. These are all bits of hardware that theoretically you can purchase and do mining. Now, as the crypto era evolves, we know that to mine crypto, you actually need more energy and more bigger, harder, faster computers. And there's a few companies out there at the moment that are claiming that they have hit the eureka moment where they've actually come up with hardware that's smaller, cleverer, smarter, and does more work. And at first glance, when you look at some of the things that we're about to look at, like this little wee credit card thing here with a fan on it, this is meant to be able to generate hardcore Bitcoin stuff. It just doesn't make sense. So we're going to have a closer look at this opportunity, and then we'll see what we come up with. Now, just before I went live, my screen fell over and the bracket decided to give up on me, and I had to rush out to the garage and get a screwdriver and tie it back up. Now, I feel like I'm sitting a bit crooked here, so I'm just still not happy with my position, and I get quite comfortable here. And yesterday, we did an investigation that lasted for 7 hours, and it was quite an interesting one, because at the end of it, the person that actually provided me a whole lot of information, after watching my YouTube live for 7 hours, come back and asked me if there's a possibility that the opportunity that I was doing my last video on could actually be real. And I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, just going to clean my glasses here, that I sit here for 7 hours and we reviewed a fake professor. We showed 3 other fake professors from the same sort of, human trafficking compound, for the use of a better word. It is exactly that, though. And then, they said that their friend that introduced them into it was innocent. And they were in the same religion as them. And not that I betrayed the person that introduced this individual into it, but the comment that I got was, is there a possibility this isn't a scam? And I thought, oh my goodness, I spent 7 hours doing a video and somebody actually watched it from start to finish. And at the very end of the email, they asked me whether there's a slight possibility the opportunity may be real. And then I suddenly realized the people that I work with are really struggling to get their head around the technology. And it's I don't even know how to say it. It's actually breathtaking that people still don't understand this industry, but still want to invest in this industry. So I can only imagine that some people are listening to my video right now who may be thinking that I don't know what I'm talking about. And all the people that email me every day telling me they lost, I got one, I think 2 days ago now, that their family member had put in $500,000 into a scheme that's very similar to Mining Race, where they've got hardware where they claim that it's the real deal. Now, I have to show you that because I've mentioned that to prove that. So if you're sitting here thinking that Mining Race is offering something that's unique and amazing, then you want to go through my blogs and look for one of the latest blogs I've done. And it was about, there it is, NodeLink. Now, the person that reached out to me and told me that their mum and dad had invested $500,000 into WeWe Global and Homify had also must have seen my video about NodeLink. Now, that little wee computer there that you see there is a computer that theoretically does mining. Now, it is possible that that little wee computer there does mining, but it will be mining at the very beginning of the crypto industry where you didn't need much energy to mine for stuff. And also, the mining power to mine you don't need that much energy to do so. But to mine for Bitcoin, like these companies claim, you need a lot of energy. So if we go down here, you'll see a picture here of a little wee box. And in this video, we actually found the company that makes the little wee boxes. But to buy one of these boxes, you can buy them on AliExpress for about $80. Or you can find the actual company and buy your own box. But this little wee box is actually what it is a little computer. And the little computer enables them to install a little bit of software that will let you log in and see stuff that strokes your ego and makes you feel like you're actually doing something when you're actually doing nothing. It's like going to the beach and saying to people, you're going to be mining for rocks, but the rocks are heavy and hard to maneuver around. But the reality is you're actually mining for sand, and sand is not scarce. Well, it's not in our beaches, don't about your beaches, but rocks are heavy and hard to maneuver around. So let's just pretend that Bitcoin has got to the stage now that you're actually, the energy that you need to build a Bitcoin is like building a hill or a mountain or a massive rock. When people come out with little wee machines that look like this, telling you that this little machine can pick up a big rock and move it from one place to another with less energy than it used to take, they are lying to you. So please don't watch this video and then email me and ask me whether is there a possibility that the claims that these individuals here are making with their pieces of hardware, that they're doing what they say and they're holding all the marketing, all the conferences, they've got the marketing team, but they ain't got no proof that they're doing mining. They've got no stats, nothing. It's all hearsay. So then you're thinking, well, why are they doing it and why are they getting away with it? Well, it's because multi-level marketing is associated with Ponzi schemes and scams. And if you don't know what a Ponzi scheme is, the first thing most people do who believe that it's not a Ponzi scheme, they judge it by money that they get off the platform. And that's how Ponzi schemes do. They let you get some money off the platform. So all the multi-level marketers that are sitting here waving all the green flags are saying to you, this is the real deal because look how much money I'm making. But the money is the problem. Where is the money coming from? Is it coming from mining? Is all the prizes that they're giving away and the incentives that they're paying people, or the new cars that you might see these people driving, is it actually coming from mining or is it coming from recruiting? And like I often say, it doesn't matter whether you're selling toothpicks or airlines. In multi-level marketing, it does not matter what the product is. So all their marketing and all their events, they're out there sitting there with showing you all the glitz and the glamour of the industry and the era that we're living in, but they're not actually showing you the mining or the energy that it takes to generate a Bitcoin or whatever they're claiming. There's no proof of it whatsoever. The watts needed to generate the Bitcoin. Now, I just thought I'd put that. It's yeah, if Danny's talking about it, it's not real. That's kind of, if Danny's talking about it, it's not real. I quite like that phrase. I might have to use that myself. That's a brilliant phrase. Thank you very much, Ron, for that. If mining race is generally one of the world's largest community mining ecosystems, if mining race is generally one of the world's largest communities mining ecosystem, proving it shouldn't really be, it should be easy. Sorry, I got that a bit wrong. But let's have a look at the website first, just so you can see what we're up against. Let's go into the website. And if you want to join in and go there yourself, you just go to miningrace.com. And it's going to load. You're going to see a 5-page website. You're going to see a few videos, and the normal thing that you see is digital stuff. No photos of buildings, no photos of people. There's nothing here except a graphic. So on their homepage, they've just basically did a digital advert that lasts 16 seconds. That's convincing. So at a glance, you look at this. So we're going to look at this one. How long is this one? This is embedded in YouTube, so I presume it's going to be a little bit longer. And I've looked at the website development of this website. This is actually an image. Now, when I click this, it will take me through to their video, which is 2 minutes long.
Are you ready to join the world's first Bitcoin mining community ecosystem?
Oops. Now, all of a sudden, we've actually clicked off that. So we're going to go here, and we're going to actually watch this. Oh, we've now gone somewhere else. I didn't even know what happened then, but let's go back. Let's go hit the back button, but somewhere along the way there, that video just disappeared. Oh, that's because that video is embedded in what you call a slideshow. So now we have to click on this, and now we'll go through to the YouTube channel. Now, just bear in mind, this YouTube channel here has 1,100 subscribers. Now, this is the biggest crypto mining outfit on the planet. I'm going to turn the music off because yesterday I got a notice saying that this isn't my copyright. So we'll just wait until it gets going. The world's first Bitcoin mining ecosystem. Everything's the first here. Okay, mining race. I'm not really...
Secure your spot in the mining grid. All you need to do...
So straight away, secure your spot. What red flag I get with that is it gives you a sense of urgency, a fear of missing out. So you've got to do something urgently.
Do is subscribe through the mining race application by entering...
So you need to get the mine. Now, this is actually on the Apple App Store and also on the Google Play Store, which is a good thing normally, but a bad thing that if it's on there, normally people believe that gives it some more credibility.
Entering your referral code.
The fact that you have to have a referral code to sign up for this opportunity is where the alarm bells should be starting to ring for you. Because if you don't, why do you need to have to sign up under somebody else when you want to sign up for crypto mining? That's just telling me the whole system is about multi-level marketing more than actually crypto mining. Because theoretically, what does that person do for you would be a good question, wouldn't it? If you have to sign up under Jiminy Cricket, so what relationship do you have with Jiminy Cricket?
Now, it is time to gear up.
Time to gear up. So here's the machine.
If you already have existing Bitcoin miners with a minimum of 100 terahash power,
Terahash power. Does everyone put your hand up and put a 7 in the chat room if you know what a terahash power is?
you can start by simply connecting them to your spot.
So you need to connect it to your spot.
Otherwise, please visit our marketplace to choose one of the available packages.
Anything that has packages always starts waving red flags to me, just saying.
Perfect. Your miner has passed its minimum required hash power, and your spot has turned green.
I've now got a green thing, so no doubt there's some software that I can look at that strokes my ego every day. I log into it to see how my miner's going. If you feel like you're doing something or you can see something, it gives you more peace of mind, doesn't it?
Which means you can now claim your spot's income.
Oh, who doesn't like income? This is the way I'm going to get rich. This is the cunning. This is so cunning I could put a tail on it and call it a weasel. I finally discovered how to get myself involved in the crypto boom era. And I've now got a bit of hardware and I can plug it into an approved supplier and I can now watch things happen on a daily basis. And if it's all green, to me, it's sending me subliminal messages to say how wonderful this is.
However, before you do that, let's understand why subscribing to the mining race surpasses traditional mining by
Right, so we've just taken it to a new level.
looking at this simple chart.
I love seeing these graphs because it makes me feel like I'm going to be at the top of one of these graphs and I see $20,000. So I know that I can buy the lowest mining machine for $25. Now, let's have a look and see the difference between the different packages that I get myself involved in here.
Moreover, don't forget that mining Bitcoin solo gets you less rewards than mining together as
Oh, so I signed up and now I've realized I haven't signed up for the big package. I've only signed up for the little package and I really should upgrade. I assume that's what they're trying to say because I'm trying to look at this from a psychology side of, and what I really would like to see, guys, if you are watching this from the mining race, I would really like to see your mining facility because at the moment, all I see is chocolate, pictures with no tasting of chocolates. I want to see the chocolates. I want to taste the chocolates. I want to go to the chocolate factory. I want to meet Charlie.
community.
It's all about the community.
As a racer, we have given you the power to invite others using
I feel powerful. As a racer, they have given me the power. They have already given me stuff before I've even signed up.
your own generated invite code to expand your network.
Oh my God, straight away I'm encouraged to promote it. Now, straight away, I would rather like to see a bank of mining computers doing their job than being told that I should refer this to my friends and family. See where I'm going with this?
And share the benefits.
Benefits. I hardly know what the benefits are myself. How am I going to share them with my friends? This is what you call blind promotion, where you have been told what to do and you don't understand it. If you don't understand it, a karate teacher a friend of mine had a karate teacher. Wow, wow, and he said, "You do not know what to do, then do not move." And that was his That was his moment of wisdom. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do anything. If you don't fully understand what you're doing, don't do anything. Don't rely on a friend's done due diligence, because he'll be telling you after it all falls over and flat in its face that he didn't understand it either. And he will blame it on the guy above him and above him and above him.
Join our community of passionate miners and be a part of the world's fastest driven Bitcoin movement.
Wow. So this is the world's fastest, that's noisy, the world's fastest driven Bitcoin movement. Now, if we go and do some simple mathematics on that, we are now on the official Mining Race YouTube channel. Now, I have 73,000 subscribers roundabout. These guys have 37 videos, and they have an amazing 1,200 subscribers on their YouTube channel. And this is the world's, what do they say? The world's fastest driven Bitcoin development movement. So what is the world's fastest driven Bitcoin movement? Because I'm interested here, and it looks like there's been these individuals. So we have actually done a bit of research on this, and I will actually bring up my research in a second here. If I just click on the right button, hopefully I've got something here ready to go. We have found, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go. So just so you know, we'll put this on the screen here. So this is all the opportunities, let's call them, that I've been investigating over the last 5 years. And every single one of these is weeks of research. But I've started up a new one a wee while ago called Mining Race, and started investigating this, so I could put together a blog. And I did find a couple of YouTube videos of people promoting it.
Good day, everyone. Guten Tag, buenos dias, and everything from the International Convention Bitcoin 2026 Expo in Las Vegas with Dami Lizica.
Hello, everyone.
As you're used to, since it's Wednesday, and this is the business training, as you usually watch here every Wednesday, right? But today we're sending from the BTC 2026 from Las Vegas, which we are a sponsor of, to bring you like news and insights from this world of Bitcoin straight to you, like you're directly at the source, right?
Wow.
Yes.
So they've sponsored an event. Last time I know somebody was the sponsor of an event was actually at Patrick Bet David, and Goliath paid $1 million to be the sponsor there. And then I went to Florida, and then 2 days after I got home, he got charged for running a $328 million Ponzi scheme. Wonder if it's the same sort of thing. I don't know. I can't say that, but hey, it might be. Wonder if they just paid. Because I noticed as we go through the blog that we're about to look at, that these guys have actually done a lot of paid promotion. Now, two things about paid promotion that you may be thinking is, where does the money come from to pay for the promotion? Maybe that's where my $25 went when I was asked to sign up. Who knows? But anyway, so they're the sponsor of this event, which gives them what? Credibility.
It's great to connect, and it's also so exciting to be live from the conference. You can see this is the enterprise area. So there are many different places, and we are here.
Yeah. And also, maybe if you have some form of contact option to Damir or me, and you're watching this call right now, you can maybe send us a feedback, how the sound quality is, how the picture quality is for you, because we're always trying to improve for you.
Yeah, well, it's crap, actually. It looks like 480 DPI, and you do sound a wee bit tinny, if you want my opinion. And that's because you're not using the, what you should be using is the Rove pin collars. They're much better. I've got a couple myself. They're absolutely fantastic. But you are actually broadcasting a wee bit, I'm live at the moment. You might see my quality is a lot more better than yours, but you're doing it off what looks like maybe an iPhone or maybe a laptop. You should actually have an independent camera set up as your streaming thing. Anyway, just my opinion.
And we're planning to send from so many more places that we attend to. And this is, of course, what we're doing now. So you can send us feedback if you got any.
Yeah. Or you can also write here, where is the section
if they
Q&A.
Put a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can put a question, but not write a question, but a feedback, that would be awesome.
Do you hear us good?
So they have 4 comments on this video. And the first comment is, we are so proud to be part of mining grid? Next one is this 100% secure with no money loss? And then they're going to come back and he goes, yes, of course. This one, so that's all the inquiries that they've got. I'll just put down the newest. There's no evidence of real mining grid. So what do you think? Ponzi system? So that's the comments on their big video, which is absolutely crazy. And I haven't had anything to do with that, by the way. I'm just reading the natural comments.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but first of all, I mean, this is the third day already of the BTC 2026 in Las Vegas. And we have been here 2 days. The first day, you know, it was actually a half open day, which is for Pro Pass attendees. And now we have 2 days of general admission. So all the people are joining the last 2 days. And it has become, yeah, very full. This here is called the Enterprise Hall. So this is not essentially the main hall of the conference, but this is a hall where, you know, enterprise companies are, like you see here, Robinhood or whatever, like the big institutional ones. And we chose this place so we have a nice quiet place for you to talk to. But there's so many more. We have 3, I think, different corridors, which are filled with smaller stuff, smaller stages. And then we got the huge hall, yes, with the main guys and all the main booths out there. And there's so many small people. I actually love to see that we have many small people. Like when you go to the merch area, some guy making Bitcoin stocks, he got a spot.
Yeah.
Some guys combining health and Bitcoin, they get a spot. You know, someone who runs a ranch in Oklahoma, you know, called the Bitcoin Ranch, he gets a spot. Like
Bitcoin Ranch.
Yeah. From the industry gets a spot, and this is what I love to see.
Yeah, and also it's a different dimension. You know, last year we were in Bitcoin Mina in Abu Dhabi, but here in Las Vegas it's 5 times bigger.
Oh yeah,
Actually, it's the biggest convention in the world. You know, and I like when people gather from different places. You know, with the same intention to learn something new, to get some updates about our industry. And like Marco said, so many different people, coming at the same place at the same time.
Yeah, and from all over the world.
Yeah, from all over the world.
Yeah, like this is actually a pretty nice event. Even if you're not into Bitcoin, it's just nice to be here because you meet people from all over the world. But yeah.
Wow, so that's good. So I haven't really looked at this video, and I think it's going to be pretty boring. But basically, I'm standing there. Oh, we've got somebody else turning up here. Let's have a listen to this guy and see what he's got to say. He might be more interesting.
Who we have here?
Hello to the community. Hello to everybody.
Need the microphone.
Oh,
Our good man, Primož Kotar, from the company. Hear from you, sending from 2026 Las Vegas.
how you doing, guys? I hope everything's okay. I've been running around, you know, talking with people. It's amazing being here in Las Vegas and, you know, having Marco and Damir also doing live Zoom from this stage.
Yeah, well, you're just boring the crap out of me, just be honest. But I did notice other videos.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to today's business training session. My name is Damir Lisica, and usually I'm a host every Wednesday, the same time on the same link.
All right, let's have a look at this.
Isn't a single company without that kind of hierarchy. And then you smile again, you know?
This is kind of funny. The next part here, was
Oh,
I'm looking
John,
at,
you know,
that
I was
looks-
working in that
that does look a lot like a pyramid, just saying. So that's what, and then we've got, you know, scare tactics, I think.
only 1 year, and then you're better, and then the boss says maybe you can become a supervisor. He will be jealous. Why he didn't get an offer, but you got it, you know? So it's not good environment, people helping people.
Yeah.
Usually it's like this. Of course, there are companies that also have good environment, but usually they don't care, you know? But in network marketing, if you are in a good team, when team knows.
Yeah, well, that's pretty boring as well. But I'm assuming that he's training people about marketing rather than showing them the gold mines. And then we had some other videos given to us as well.
Okay, let's start. So hello everyone.
So we've got a little bit of knowledge here
He's
about.
he's the chairman of our company. Okay, chairman,
All right.
and also one of the founders. He's the original nephew of the Prime Minister of United Arab Emirates.
Wow.
Okay, so his uncle is the Prime Minister.
Yep. Few breeding there.
All those stuff we need to share with people to explain that this is real. Many people coming, taking photos with them. Every month there is a workshop Q&A session with founders also. So founders put their faces on the banners.
Right.
And
So I think you get the idea. There's going to be Zoom meetings, things are going to be happening in the future.
I hope you can hear me good.
Everything's not quite
We
set up
have?
yet.
So that's a lot.
What are we doing here?
If we would be our own farm, our own pool, we would be on the 12th place of the global pools who mine Bitcoin. That's very important. And this number is growing. This number is growing. So currently, if the global hash rate is 1,000, so here you see exahash, we have 14. That's 1.4% of the whole global power of mining Bitcoin we have. Our goal is
Right. So now the main problem I see here now, you new people here listening to me thinking that I'm not a crypto genius. That's my disclaimer. But I am a genius when it comes to knowing that we are currently logged into miningrace.com, which is their software that generates anything they want. And you might as well go and buy a game of Monopoly and sit there and play Monopoly if you want to sit here and look at this like it's something meaningful. It is not. It's just their screen fooling you. And every Ponzi scheme and scam that we go into, when you go back to this list here, have all got a place where you can log in and stroke your ego thinking that you've got something for your money. But what would be more convincing would be letting us see the chocolate factories, as I explained earlier on. So for years, I've been investigating hundreds of cryptocurrency schemes, multi-level marketing and investment platforms. One thing they always have in common is the marketing is easier to find than the evidence. That observation stayed with me throughout this investigation into mining race. Mining grind? Is it grind? Is that really the word?
Mining grid.
Grid. I like grind better. But let's say mining grid and ICONX. Is it ICONX? NX. So they are the three different brands that I saw associated with this company. At first glance, the opportunity appears impressive. There are mobile apps, international conferences, leadership events, which I've just showed you, promotional videos, newsletter, media coverage, a showroom in Dubai, and a growing network of promoters operating across multiple countries. It's got everything. It just ticks all the boxes. Participants are promised access to Bitcoin mining. Now, that's a really big claim. Reward systems, competitions, leadership ranks, and income opportunities built around a rapidly expanding ecosystem. On the surface, everything looks professional. That alone does not concern me. One of the biggest scams I have investigated looked professional. Some of the biggest scams I investigated looked professional. The question isn't whether mining race looks legitimate. The question is whether the claims being made by participants can be independently verified. Because when you strip away the presentations, the branding, the conferences, the marketing, the success of the entire business, the success of the entire business appears to depend upon one thing: whether the mining operation behind it actually delivers what they promise. And that is where this investigation begins. So you may be asking, what exactly is mining race? Because when I went here and I looked at this website initially, I come across this website and I had a quick look through it and I thought, once again, it's a one-page website, but then it turned out to be a 5-page website. And then I got a whole lot of evidence dumped on my lap, a whole lot of PowerPoint presentations going back to 2023. And then I started seeing people's names and individuals I've seen before. But what I did find interesting when I first looked at this website was that it actually does have an app on the Google Play Store. And also it says download on the App Store. And normally when I go there, I don't get the app on the App Store. I normally get a config file that you download onto your phone, and you have to tick past that button that says this isn't part of the Apple App Store. Do you want to install it anyway? If you do, you're going to jeopardize blah, blah, blah. But this one actually does have an app on the Apple App Store. Now, when we do investigate, now I must be honest, I haven't gone through and read what company has actually uploaded this app and whether it is the same company as Mining Race. And the reason why I say that is because other companies that we have investigated in the past have actually set up a whole different company identity just so they can fool the Apple App Store into letting them host their app. Now, at first glance, I can actually see that they do have a provider called Mining Grid LLC, because Apple App Store doesn't like anything to do with multi-level marketing. So I'm assuming that no one has either reported this, or the division of Mining Grid LLC doesn't actually have multi-level marketing associated with it. So it might have been their way of bypassing the scrutiny of the Apple App Store. So if this scam starts, if this opportunity starts growing and getting out of control, the first thing I will be doing is trying to go through the horrible, time-consuming task of asking Apple App Store whether they realize the mining race app is associated to the MLM side of the business. So what exactly is mining race? One of the first problems I encountered during this investigation was answering what should have been a simple question. What exactly is mining race? At first glance, the company presents itself as a Bitcoin mining platform designed to make mining accessible to ordinary people. That's you. So you are their target audience, okay? The marketing focuses heavily on removing the traditional barriers associated with cryptocurrency mining. So anyone who thinks they have to go get a place in the desert, buy a whole lot of containers, and set up a whole lot of big bang computers, all of a sudden realize they can get involved in this industry through the mining race. Participants are told they no longer need to purchase expensive mining equipment, manage hardware, deal with the electricity costs, and that's the problem with mining. Sometimes the electricity costs outweigh the cost of mining in general because it takes so much energy. So when you see small computers claiming to do large things, it's an extraordinary claim. And extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So we want to know how they've handled that problem. So the electricity cost, or understanding the technical side of running a mining operation. That sounds straightforward enough. However, the deeper I dug into the company material, the more complex the picture became. Mining race is not simply selling access to Bitcoin mining. Participants are introduced to spot licenses, mining cards, stable mining, mining machines, mining credits, cores, sprint races, block races, as something they called mining grid. Layered on top of that is referral rewards, leadership ranks, team building incentives, competition, and compensation structure that extends beyond traditional mining. Can you see where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen? The company's own frequently asked questions describes mining race as a network of connected participants, known as races, operating within the mining grid. Users purchase products that allegedly generate Bitcoin mining activity while simultaneously gain access to additional rewards and opportunities throughout the ecosystem. Whew, even this blog was hard to read. The results is a business model that combines elements of Bitcoin mining, gamification, network marketing, and community participation into a single platform. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the most amazing platform out. It's just breathtaking what they've actually claimed they're doing here. So let's follow along and see if they can verify their claims. If mining race was simply selling mining hardware or leasing hash power, this investigation would be relatively straightforward. Instead, participants appear to be entering a much larger ecosystem where mining is only one part of the story. Understanding the relationship between those different moving parts become one of the most important objectives in this investigation. Mining grid, mining race, and I can't even get it right. I think it's ICONX.
ICONX.
Icons? I don't know. As I work through the presentations, the newsletters, the event material, the compensation plans, the marketing videos, I keep entering the same. I kept encountering the same three names. Mining. It is grid, isn't it? I am getting that right.
Grid.
Mining Grid, Mining Race, and I'm just going to call it ICONX. The problem was nobody seemed particularly interested in explaining where one ended and the other one began. In the same document, Mining Grid appears to be the mining infrastructure behind the operation. In others, Mining Race was represented as the platforms as platforms participants joined. I think that's right.
Platform participants joined.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. So when you go to the Apple App Store, you can see that it was actually listed under Mining Grid, not the Mining Race, where they seem to do the multi-level marketing. Then there was, or maybe I got this wrong, but then there was ICONX, which appeared to provide the leadership structure, compensation plan. Yeah, well, there you go. Rankings, events, and broader community framework surrounding the ecosystem. Three parts are so heavily interwound that separating them became difficult for outsiders attempting to perform due diligence. So you didn't really know what part of these three entities was the company, or was there an umbrella at the top that linked all these three companies together? A new participant could be forgiven for assuming they were all the same company. The lack of clarity matters because investors should always know exactly who they are doing business with, who owns the mining equipment, who controls the platform, who is responsible for rewards being distributed, who receives the revenue generated from the product sales, and who ultimately carries responsibility if something goes wrong. So a lot of the times when people come back to me and they say, oh, I was invested in this, you did a video about it a year ago, I wish I listened to you, they say to me. Then they say, we want to do like I just got one yesterday saying they want to do a class action lawsuit. And I say, who are you going to do it against? Who are you going to go after? Who have you given your money to? Who's responsible if it all goes wrong? And if you read through their terms and conditions, like we did yesterday when we was looking at a company called Cast TV, Nova Cast IP TV, we found about 8, maybe 10 different domain names. And I'm thinking, well, what happens when you realize that you've been charged incorrectly? Who do you go to? It's so hard to find. And I found the same with this company. Throughout the material I've reviewed, I found plenty of references to leadership teams, advisory boards, community leaders, vice presidents, regional directors, conferences, international expansion. But I found far less frequency where clear explanations of the corporate relationship between various entities operating under Mining Grid, Mining Race, and let's call it ICONX banners. One thing became increasingly clear as this investigation progressed. Mining Race is not simply a Bitcoin mining company. It's an ecosystem. The mining products sit at the center, but wrapped around them is much larger structure involving leadership ranks, referral incentives, competitions, rewards, training, events, marketing campaigns, and a rapidly growing promoter network. Understanding that distinction is important because it changes the questions investors should be asking. The real question is not simply whether Bitcoin is being mined. The real question is how the entire ecosystem functions, who benefits from it, and whether the various rewards being promoted can be independently linked back to the underlying mining operation. So, as I said at the start, when we investigated this one, we're trying to figure out who actually who collects the money, who's receiving the rewards from the mining, who controls the hardware, who divvies up the money, and where does the money come from to give out all these rewards, and why do they need multi-level marketing behind it, and is there a real product, is what I want to know. What participants are being sold? Once the structure becomes clear, the next question becomes simple. What are people actually buying? So when you deposit your money into this platform, now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to have a wee look here. I see Queen Akama in there poking a few questions. She's got this as a scam. Brilliant. I've been searching results for MLM since 2019. Google. Brilliant. That's brilliant. I watched Mining Race at a mining gold festival once. Blurry dudes and ladies breaking rocks. Yeah. What is that? I watched a mining race at a gold mining festival once. Blurry dudes and ladies breaking rocks. That's really interesting. Just saying. All right. So now we've gone back here. I'm going to actually go to merchandise. So how it works, calculator, dashboard. I mean, if I was coming along here, first of all, I'd probably just click on things until I saw something. How mining race works. Okay, spot. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now we've got get a spot in the mining grid. So now we've got graphs that look a bit more complicated to me, and I'm starting to scratch my head literally. Races earnings, maximize your earning with mining race incentives. All of a sudden, I feel overwhelmed and I'm starting to sweat. Miners earnings, grid bonuses, your spot, your ASIC miner earnings, plus this, plus that. Reminder, well, I'm lost already. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. I'm confused. So I better ask my friend what he did because he will know. Go to the dashboard. We now have something that daily earnings, mining card race, BTC price, just in case we don't know how to find the BTC price. And we can see here the global hash rate in the video we watched earlier on here, 1,000. It's now dropped down. Difficulty is telling you how hard it is to mine. So apparently this is meant to convince me into something big. So I'm going to go 90 days here. And now we can see that it's gone down. We're going to look at the price of Bitcoin. That will bring up a graph, I presume. So far, I'm still not happy here. I'm still trying to figure out there. I'm now looking at some of the computers. So this computer here is a 1 kW box. And, oh, look, we've got pictures here. One of these pictures are their pictures or whether they were taken off something else. You know, my knowledge is that I want to take that picture and I want to actually, I want to do a Google Lens search on it just to see if there's just so happens any other mining company using it. I can't help myself, but it's always fun when we do this. And sure enough, I found the exact picture being used somewhere else. So we'll just click on that and we'll see what have we got. I presume that's there. So I don't know if this is something to do with the mining race. Maybe if I search for mining, the word mining isn't mentioned there at all. And if I search for the word race, I find nothing. But what I do find is an article that's in a different language, which isn't going to help me in this example here. But I do see that there's a picture here. Now, it would insinuate that this picture has nothing to do with mining race, just saying. But the fact that they've chosen to use a photo that I believe would be used by many people is actually alarming. If I click on this one here, I could probably do the same. I can right click on that picture. You can go Google Lens. It will go away and look for where that picture was found. And we'll see other people using the same picture, no doubt. I've got the press. I'm looking for the exact same picture. I'm not having much joy, but it's not hard to sort of understand that these pictures may not actually be from their own mining outfit. And you would expect that this picture could theoretically come from their own mining outfit if they were a mining company. But anyway, you get the idea. So let's have a look at another one here. So we're going to have a look at the core racing. And these are the little, I think these are the little wee computers that you can buy for $25 each. Then you've got, yeah, and I actually glaze over here because I'm actually lost. I have no understanding of this. Device mining, which I think we just looked at. And, oh, here we go. So it's going to cost you a yearly rate, mine year, and I'm totally lost. So if anyone else can understand this, let me know. But at the moment, I feel a little bit overwhelmed with trying to understand exactly what this website is trying to show me. We can go and buy some merchandise. If you want some merchandise, you can actually get a Watches of Australia. I don't know what Australia's got to do with it, but it looks like you can get yourself a mining watch as well, and you can get other mining race crystal core. You can get yourself some merchandise. So it looks more like a movement or a cult-like movement, and that's what a lot of these schemes look like. Now, if I said the word cult, Queen of Karma will be on the stage in no time. What are people actually buying? Mining Race promotes several products that appear to give participants different levels of access of ecosystem. Yes, once you purchase one, you're encouraged to get a higher level of whatever it is, which is actually quite funny. to give participants a different level of access to the ecosystem. The first layer is a spot license, an annual subscription. Oh, it's good to get these subscriptions in. That helps make the money. That determines what a participant can access inside the platform. Higher tiers appear to unlock greater capacity for mining products, cards, devices, and participation within the wider mining goal. Then there is mining cards. Now, I did see a picture of a mining card, and we will look at that in a minute. They look really impressive, and I don't know if you'd put one in your wallet, but they look like they are the bee's knees, which are promoted as a way to lease computing power without buying physical mining machines. The company also promotes stable mining. I always think of stables with horses in them, describing as rented mining power designed to continue until an expert outcome is achieved. Expected outcome, is that what we're saying?
Expected outcome is achieved.
That wording immediately caught my attention because Bitcoin mining is not stable by nature. It depends on Bitcoin price. It's like, as it Warren Buffett says, you can see who's been swimming naked when the tide goes out. Same with crypto. When everything's coming in, the crypto's going up. It doesn't matter what opportunity you're promoting. They all look legitimate. But when crypto starts going downhill, everyone gets exposed at the beach. Bitcoin price, network difficulty, electricity costs, hardware performance, and operational expenses. Mining Race also promotes mining machines, where participants are told they can connect or purchase mining devices through the ecosystem and have them hosted by approved providers. Sounds great. In theory, that sounds familiar to traditional hosting mining. In practice, it raises the unusual questions: where are the machines? Who operates them? What mining pools are used? And can participants independently verify the output? So you've got this mining machine that you've plugged into an approved mining hosting provider. Surely someone must be able to provide us some data about these machines and their what they're actually doing, which would be really, really cool. The lowest cost entry point appears to be the core. According to company presentations, the core costs about $25 and allegedly provides one, I don't even know what this is, one TH/S of Bitcoin mining power for 1 year. Now, I don't know how many of these THs you need to produce a Bitcoin, but I'm guessing from my experience, you need a hell of a lot. That makes it sound simple and affordable, but the core is not marketed only as mining power. It also enters participants into a company race-based reward system, which becomes one of the most unusual parts of the entire opportunity. This is where the business model starts moving away from ordinary Bitcoin mining and into something much more layered. People are not just buying hash power, they are buying access to a system involving subscriptions, mining products, races, referral rewards, rank qualifications, and network incentives. So we're going to take a wee break here and have a wee look at this PDF. Now, I did receive probably about 30 different PDFs. This one was the one that I thought sort of summarized a lot of what they had to offer. As I said earlier on, it got a little bit confusing to put them all in their own lanes. And I felt like this all sort of merged into one, which did make it quite complicated when trying to figure out ICONX, your chain of infinitive power. Now, we did look at the app in the Apple App Store, and we'll have to actually do this again. So we're going to go to mining race. We're going to go to down here until we see the Apple App Store. And then what we look at, just like earlier on, if you've been watching my live, you would have realized that we talked about a company called Liquid Pay. Now, liquidpay.com is the domain name I've set up to expose a company who also has an app in the Apple App Store. Apple App Store, I said that right. And if you go down to this company and you actually go to the real domain name of the scam, it's called Liquid Pay Finance. And when you go to Liquid Pay Finance, you can actually go and download their app on the Apple App Store, if I can find it. And I'm just using this as a parallel example and why this is important, because there is, where is the Apple Pay Store? I can't even see it. So I'm not even surprised that I can't see it, but it must be here somewhere. But you can't find it because they don't want to associate this company with, where is it? There it is. Right, so way down here, we've got Apple Pay Terms and Conditions. I believe that they've done this because they don't want this company associated with with this company, because this company provides multi-level marketing. So if I went there and I searched for Liquid Pay, this is a bit of a side story, but it is relevant. Liquid Pay, well, it should actually come up. Why is that not working? Liquid Pay. So first of all, you'll find the warning in the Financial Markets Authority, which is New Zealand. You'll find their app in the Apple App Store. You'll find their actual website address where they're promoting the scam. You will find the Liquid Pay app in the Google Play Store. And here you'll find the website I've set up trying to warn people not to get involved. But why is this relevant? Because when you go to this app and you go to the bottom, you can actually see that the app promoter is Marinda. I'm not saying that right, but Mars Inda, Marida Limited. So even though this app is called Liquid Pay, they haven't associated Liquid Pay Finance in the Apple Store. It's like they're trying to get into the Apple Store by providing a different company image. And I don't know whether that, well, I'm surprised that this is actually in the Apple Store. I really am. But we've noticed lately over the last few months that quite a few companies that we have been monitoring have actually managed to get themselves in the Apple App Store. At one point in time, the scrutiny was so tight that no one could slip through under the radar. But why is it relevant with the mining race? Because I noticed before that the company provider is actually called MineGrid Limited. And that's interesting because it's got two N's. So I'm wondering if this managed to get into the App Store because it was submitted under a company that doesn't have multi-level marketing associated to it. And that's why I'm finding that when you go to Mining Race, why doesn't this app have Mining Race as the company that submitted the app? And when you go through this company's presentations, you keep finding three different entities, all seeming like they're one company, but they all serve a different purpose. And as I showed earlier on in the blog, it's a bit confusing. But when I look on this company here, I can see that they've got the Mining Race, M-Race platform. As I was talking about earlier, they have these packages available. So they give you these boxes, which may endorse your mind into thinking you're getting something for your money. Their disclaimer, we're not going to sit here and read those, but if you read through these, you're going to hear a whole lot of contradiction claims that don't add up to their marketing material. Their marketing material says something, and their disclaimer will say something else, which is sort of a bit of a weird thing that a lot of companies do these days, but we're not going to bore you with that. Why Bitcoin? So they're telling you that their machines are mining Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin at the moment is scarce, and it takes a lot of energy and power to mine Bitcoin. And a lot of these other claims that we find with other companies, like-minded companies that provide some form of hardware, they are actually claiming that they are mining. But what they're actually mining is a worthless token. And I likened it earlier on to being like rocks versus sand. And now Bitcoin is scarce. It's like if you want to pick up a handful of sand, it's a lot easier. But if you want to pick up a handful of rocks, it's a little bit harder. But because of the scarcity and the amount of energy needed to actually mine, you're now building hills and you're building mountains. And these little wee tiny computers aren't beefy enough to do any mining that's going to make any difference. But what they do is they set these wee computers up and they allow you to mine sand in a worthless token. And they tell you that this sand is as valuable as Bitcoin. If you follow that, good on you. I might not be explaining it right, but when they use big names like Bitcoin, the biggest crypto coin in the world, sometimes you think they're rubbing off on the association. So when I see something like that, I just look at that and I think, oh, they're just passing off, and there's no proof that they're actually mining any Bitcoin at all, because we haven't received any proof, which is interesting. So a journey towards the fastest driven Bitcoin movement. So a journey, all the terminology they use in these PowerPoint presentations actually horrify me. Why buy when you can mine? The terminology, and you're not mining. Well, I don't see any mining tech. There's no proof of any mining. Buying Bitcoin versus mining Bitcoin. Now, if you're buying a Bitcoin that costs you 100,000 US dollars, 100,000 New Zealand dollars, maybe 63, maybe 65,000 US dollars at the moment, how much mining? Why don't they state that why don't they sell this and tell people that it will take you 365 days to mine one Bitcoin and put a timeline on it? Things like this, I believe that's false advertising. Insights into BIC mining industry. Here they are telling you how big the mining industry is. I mean, it's not relevant to this conversation. So the $74 billion Bitcoin mining market now generates $20 billion in annual output, reflecting its steady growth and the significant value it continues to create in today's dramatic cryptocurrency space. That's non-relevant to miningrace.com. This is nothing to do with them. One-stop shop. Well, that's a lie. You got an app that does everything. Whatever. Mobile app features. Non-custodial standalone wallet. So you're going to get your wallet. Mobile features. Mining cores. Now look at this. So you're going to buy a computer. Is it a computer? You're going to get something that looks like a paperweight for your desk, and it costs you $25. That's what we talked about in the blog earlier on. Now we're starting to get into mining cards. A stable card, good word. Duration, 120 days. Output, $114. So what they're basically telling you, you buy this card for $25 for $400. Output, 114%. So are you telling me that that's going to be worth $800+ in 120 days? Okay, the price of mining cards may vary. Okay, well, why can we advertise something that varies if it does? One mining card is mining power equal to 100 THs, whatever that is. Limited supply, of course it is. 120-day duration is an average and may depend on mining outcome. Now, there was a company out there a wee while ago selling, what was it? Jan Gregory, and that was Bit Harvest, and people were buying these little USB things. You plug them in the front of a real mining computer, a real one, and it would let you mine on top of the mining they were already doing. And people were buying these for $1,000, and then people would log in and see how much mining they've done. And people were telling me that they had got something like $3 to $5 worth of mining from this $1,000 thingy that they've got. So what did the company do? They released a more higher powered USB drive that would generate theoretically more money. So they finished up selling you something that didn't deliver what they said, and their solution was telling you that you needed to buy a plus version of the same USB stick, and then that would potentially do what they claimed they would do in the first section. This is how stupid it is. So here's your mining devices. So for $3,900, 4 years, pay once, mine freely, hosting automatically managed. So to me, it sounds like they're selling a cloud-based service here. I don't know, but where are these machines? Buy your spot license. Unlock the following benefits. So you can buy it in a box, a digital product in a box. Are you kidding me? Oh, here we go. Spot licenses. I want to go for a prime, $1,700. 50 of those computers, and plus some other little wee paperweights to go with it. Don't understand it. I don't need to understand it. I just wanted to locate the chocolate factory. core racing models. I mean, you know, like your core, this is just kids PDF sprint race, block race, rewards, frequency, once a week, first PTC block after 6 GM every Wednesday. Don't even know what that means. Does that mean you're going to get some tip-offs on mining? I don't know. So remember, not only are you just purchasing these packages and this hardware, they're also paying people who refer you into it. So if your friend refers you into this, or referred me into it, for example, then the person that referred me into it would get a reward. So where's all the money going? Where's the money coming from? What's generating the reward money? Is it the mining? If it is the mining, where's the proof of the mining? I think I've said it a few times now, but you get where I'm coming from. Maximize your earning potential with the best bonus plan. Direct bonus, network bonus, grid bonus, -link, rank reward. Wow. If you get up high, bonus plan, bonus this, direct bonus, received direct race credits from each direct sponsored member. This is all about recruitment. This is all about hype. This is not any proof of any mining. You'd think a factory that produces the world's best chocolates would be able to show you the factory where the chocolates were made. Right, bonus plan. And now this is where it just goes into multi-level marketing. It's like you can make it walk like a duck. It looks like a duck. It sounds like a duck. It's a duck. This is just multi-level marketing. Bonus plan, network and rank bonus volume. Rah, rah, rah. More bonuses. Now we've got gold cups. I just want to get a computer that mines Bitcoin, but all of a sudden I'm now getting gold cups, platinum spot, mining device, stable mining card, mining core, sales amount, 1,000, 5,200, 2,000, 2,000, network volume amount, 1,000, 520, 200, 200. Oh, it just gets better and better. And look, now we're getting into it. Bonus plan. Example, your left leg, now we've got legs involved. Left leg, volume 80K, and your right leg, volume 50K. In this case, you will get a network bonus of $5,000. You, left leg, right leg, weekly 1, weekly 2. This goes on. Rank rewards. Now we're starting to look like a real multi-level marketing company, aren't we? Where are the computers? Where is the mining? No, we've got a reward. And now we've got $100, $300, 1,000K, 3,000, 10K, 30K, 100K, 300K. Somebody's going to reach out to Danny DeHeck and the Avengers and say, I thought it was real. I put $300,000 into this scheme from my retirement, my 401K, and now I've lost it all. Please help me get my money back. And I go, who runs this? Who handles the money? Who do you complain to when it all goes pear-shaped? These are things you need to start asking questions to. Who do I sue when this company steals my money is the question you want to ask the person trying to refer you into this. Bonus plan. And I'll even tell you something even more exciting about this opportunity when I looked at it, is there's a company in Norway which claims to help people. I don't even, actually, I'm going to look it up because it was actually real funny. I'll see if I can find it listed. But somebody suggested that I go to a company that helps people recover from these scams because that company seems to know a lot about it. And I laughed because the company is a guy by the name of Craig Watton. And it's not even the real deal. I'll just see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is here. So it's called Ben. I wonder if I can just find it easily without going to too much trouble. Right. So this is the company which somebody suggested that I go here and I look at all the. Now, this is really funny because we've got Loneliness, K-Bars, other companies. And in here, this company is claiming that they can help people recover their money back from all these crypto scams. But this particular company here is a scam in itself because what they do is they tell people how much did you lose in the scam. And if you said $100,000, they will tell you to recover your money. It's going to cost them 16% of whatever you have lost. And then they will tell you that you need to pay up front and you will need to pay upfront, a 9% upfront, and you will have a limited time to be asked request for your money back. And if they don't, but they never do any lawsuits. It's just absolutely crap. So I'm just seeing if I can actually find which made me laugh. But we've investigated this company, and unfortunately I can't find it easily. But we did find a page where they actually were. I might just be able to find it quickly. But it's just, how many times can you get scammed? It really is. Oh, here it is. So this is it here. So you might look at this and think, oh, here's another company like Danny, and they're helping people who have lost money to mining race. So you might reach out to this company going, oh, look, I've invested in this company. I can't withdraw my money. They published something on the 30th of May, 2025. And you write to this company and they say, we'll help you recover your funds. But we need more of your money. And that's where people get burnt twice. So I'm always telling people, don't listen to lying companies like this. This company is not a credible company. And I've even tried to reach out to the guy, Ben, and we finished up believing that somebody in Melbourne by the name of Craig Watton was actually handling all the correspondence of this company. And it was ironic how we caught him out on it. And he's always trying to take our videos offline because he doesn't like the fact that we exposed him. But please do not write to this company and ask them for the help when you find that you've lost all your money. When anything on a PDF has a picture that looks like a pyramid, or anything with a left leg and a right leg, or it has a bonus, stay away from it. And now we're into bonus plan, grid level 1, grid level link, whatever it is. Now we've got little icons, what do they call those things? Paperweights. And I don't understand any of this. And if you do, and you think this is clear as glass, then by all means, we've got block race. Each active core unlocks one grid level. Example, 20 active cores access to 20 levels deep. Now, even if you get this going, you buy your hardware and you plug it in, you will need to go to miningrace.com, a company that you don't even know who's really behind it. You'll have to download their app. You'll connect your node, I presume, to the app, and you'll be able to look at the app and you'll be able to see how much mining you're doing. And this will give you peace of mind. And you'll be telling me, I've got this much money in here. And I say, okay, can any of the information that you see in this miningrace.com app be verified on the blockchain? Can you actually see any connection? And they'll say, oh, no, we can't see anything because it's a secret, because they want to keep it anonymous or something stupid like that. They'll come up with some lame excuse. But that's the PDF, and that's the sales pitch, and that was one of 25 PDFs that we did look at. So we managed to get that far down the track. So where do we get to? We got to the end of that. The core racing system. So hopefully we can explain some of this jargon to you. The part of mining race that deserves the most scrutiny is core racing. One promotional video, a presenter named, is it Fizzle? Fizzle explained that Bitcoin mining can be expensive, complicated, and difficult for ordinary people to access. Mining race solution is the core, a low-cost product that allegedly gives users 1 TH of mining power for a full year for around $25. So that's that little paperweight thingy that we looked at, which I've already shut. We won't go back there. That alone would be easy enough to analyze. So if you manage to get yourself one of those paperweight computers, you can easily analyze whether that was true and genuine. If a core represented mining power, then the company should be able to show how much Bitcoin that mining power generates. Like, how much sand are you going to get? Well, are you going to be able to generate rocks? Are you going to be able to generate a hill? Or are you going to be able to generate a mountain? Because you need the power to generate a mountain when creating Bitcoin. You can't do it, with a low-powered device. Otherwise, I'm assuming that a simple iPhone would also be able to do mining for Bitcoin. What costs are deducted and how the financial payout is calculated. So how do they monitor the output? How do they extract the money out of it? And what costs would it take for you to use that device to generate, if anything, a Bitcoin? Because that's what they're telling you guys. They're telling you that they're doing Bitcoin mining with no proof of no nothing. But the sales pitch quickly moves beyond mining. Each core is also entered into competitions, the split race and the block race. The split race is promoted as a weekly competition with $20,000 worth of Bitcoin. So every week somebody's winning $20,000 worth of Bitcoin because they've purchased a $25 paperweight. The block race is promoted as a reward paid every time the blockchain block is mined, approximately every 10 minutes. So I don't know what a block is, but I know that within each Bitcoin there is blocks, and I don't know how many blocks there are in each Bitcoin. But it happens every 10 minutes. The presenter then also explains that users can earn extra rewards when people they refer win races. Direct referrals can generate larger rewards. Indirect referrals can generate smaller rewards. And users can reportedly unlock rewards across up to 50 levels by activating additional cores. So that means if you spend more money, you got more chances of winning. I think pay to play comes to mind. That is the point where the model becomes difficult to describe as simple Bitcoin mining. A legitimate mining product should stand or fall on mining economics. In mining races cases, the core is marketed not only as mining power, but also as a ticket into gamified reward system connected to rewards, downlines, and network activity. The obvious question is not whether the race sounds exciting. The obvious question is how to use those questions. The obvious question is how those rewards are funded. So we want to find out where the money is coming from to pay for these rewards. Is it coming from mining, or is it coming from people who are purchasing things for $25 each, if you get my drift? Follow the money, and that's what we've done. This is where the mining race starts to look less like a mining platform and more like a network marketing opportunity built around mining language. As I often say, and I've said earlier on in this blog, you can be the product can be a toothpick or an airline or a skyscraper. It doesn't matter. The ICONX compensation material shows that participants can earn through direct referrals, network volume, ranked advancement, match bonuses, and activity generated by people beneath them. The mining product may be the hook, but the compensation plan rewards people for building teams and increasing volumes across the network. What is it about multi-level marketing that everyone loves so much? That matters because the source of money becomes the core issue. Now, perhaps I can explain what I don't like about multi-level marketing is they proclaim it as a way that you're going to make yourself a passive income. There's nothing passive about being a multi-level marketer. Now, if you watch Always Marcos, he often tells people that there is only that 99.6% of all people that sign up for these platforms never make the money they sell it to you. That when they get you to sign up for these multi-level marketing opportunities and you become a salesman, they tell you about the guys at the top of the pyramid and how much money they make. But they tell you in the statistics of multi-level marketing that 99.6% of people don't actually make the money they claim you will. And that's what we don't like about it. So they're promising you a passive income opportunity that isn't passive at all. You've got to work like a demon, lose all your friends and family, and just basically lie until you sell this crap product to somebody who buys it, and then you're going to be rich. If rewards are primarily generated from real Bitcoin mining, which you'd hope so, the company should be able to demonstrate that clearly. There should be mining reports, pool data, hash rate verification, audited financial production records, what's that word? Facility details. We should be able to check out where the mining is, and a transparent explanation of how rewards are calculated. Instead, Much of the material I received focused on how participants can earn by expanding their networks. The compensation plan includes referral commissions, product purchases, binary style team volumes, rank bonuses, and reward structures tied to downline activity. Higher ranks appear to require larger teams, larger volumes, and more activity beneath the participant. That's not how traditional Bitcoin mining works. Traditional mining rewards are based on hash power, mining difficulty, pool performance, electricity cost, hardware efficiency, and Bitcoin price also affects it. Mining race adds another layer, a recruitment-driven system where participants can increase volume, potentially by introducing others and building teams. So it doesn't automatically prove fraud, but it does change the risk. The key question becomes simple. If recruitment slowed down tomorrow, would mining race still be able to fund those rewards? Race commissions, rank bonuses, and advertising outcomes and advertise outcomes from mining revenue alone. So is it reliant on incoming money, in other words? The promoters behind the opportunity. Now, this is really interesting because whenever I see, if we go into Millernote, and let's say I just use the one that we've been doing just recently. We're live at the moment on the internet, and I recorded this in a live session. We're looking at an opportunity, I like to call them, called Nova Cast IP Television. And there was a Zoom meeting that we broadcasted yesterday and today. And in that Zoom meeting, I started plucking out people that were promoting this opportunity. And to date, we've found 6 people that we see promoting this opportunity. So I went into this one lady here, and then I went into her social media, and I found that she has been promoting this multi-level marketing opportunity as well as Novacast. So by looking at this opportunity here, so even if I went to mining race, and I searched for that, that's not the right one, but let's go mining race. I was hoping I was going to find the one. Here it is. So there was an individual called Frank, and I did a whole article on this guy. But this guy has been a promoter of mining race. So now all of a sudden I can link him to mining race, which is a bit of a hard case. So when you go to mining race, I now have my first person that I've seen actually promoting this opportunity. But my point is, wherever I look into the people that are promoting it, I can see that there's a long history of them promoting other failed scams and opportunities very much the same. So it means that they all they're like bees, and they seem to be following the queen bee around. And as soon as the queen bee lands on a new opportunity, all these multi-level marketers seem to swarm in. And you're going, well, this is just the same people promoting the same shit as last time. They don't care about the product. And that's what we're doing here today. We're asking the company to show us the product, show us the mining facilities, show us the chocolate factory. Let's visit the chocolate factory. I'm already seeing your brochures. I've seen your sales team. I've read the testimonials, but I still haven't been able to see anyone producing chocolates out of your chocolate factory, so to speak. As I dug deeper, I found myself spending less time looking at the company and more time looking at the people promoting it. That is often where the real story starts. Mining race is not spreading through ordinary advertising alone. You don't see it on your TV or on the billboards, what you might do. It is being pushed through a network. What it does actually, you see it advertised in paid and sponsored advertising, which we'll look at in a minute. It's been pushed through a network of presenters, leaders, recruiters, regional directors, vice presidents, social media promoters, webinars hosts, and people already familiar with crypto MLM world. Some of the names I identified in the public-facing mining race, mining gold and ICONX material include, and I won't read all those names, but it is quite fun when you get the computer to read them.
Daniel Islam, Rado Mulej, Hind El Haddaj, Primoz Cotta, Marco Klum, Mario Kapin, Damar Lisica, Jennifer Vukacic, Dustin Yuka, Victoria Ebel, Hamza Artu Rasman, Cyril Akintupu Tony Nagy.
You get the idea. Lots of names there. Being named here does not automatically mean that these individuals have committed wrongdoing. However, the public promotion creates public accountability. If someone is standing on a stage, hosting a Zoom call, sharing referral links, training a downline, or encouraging others to put money into a business opportunity, then their role deserves scrutiny. So if you're going to be out there promoting something like that, then you can be scrutinized by Danny DeHeck and the Avengers. As a committed researching, as I continued researching, the people behind Mining Race became noticing familiar names appeared across in previous cryptocurrency, MLM, and passive income ventures. Several visible promoters associated with Mining Race had also been connected to opportunities that later collapsed, attracted regulatory scrutiny, generated significant investor complaints, or highly controversial with the industry. For example, identified that during this investigation, we had I can't read his name.
Martin Karras.
Martin Karras had been associated with all these other Ponzi schemes and scams. Now, ironically, the blockchain era actually also had silly little computers. And if you go back to my database here and we did a search for the blockchain era, we will see that it's associated with WeWe Global. Now, would you believe WeWe Global came out of the same place as We Are Ustoshi and also Hyperverse, out of the same factory of websites. So if you go into one of their presentations, and these will look very familiar to what we've just showed you, here's the business presentation for WeWe Global. And you come down here, and what do we see? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there it is. And there we go, our mining program, hardware, where they claim that their hardware will also be able to mine for, crypto. But then they just recently have upgraded their branding to rebranded it, told people to exchange one worthless token to another, and now they're back at it again. And what do you know? Different color brochure, different name, different branding, same people promoting it. And you get down to here, and we start to see a familiar pattern, the same types of computers. And this time, they've even put the name of the company that produces that information. So you might not think that's relevant, but when you go to deheck.com, just recently, someone told me to do an investigation on a company called Node Link. And when you click on Node Link, you'll see that we've got these lovely wee computers that if you plug this low-powered computer that's like running a candle and you're trying to light up a city with a candle, that's the generation, the power this computer has. We come down to this little picture here and look at this. Here's a little wee computer that they're selling for $300 that you can buy for, get this, on AliExpress for $80. But the difference is this little handheld computer can run some software and give you what you believe is virtual mining. These companies, this is not the first rodeo. So when I see people like Martin here promoting the same companies that have already busted, there's Zero, that's Pro Zero, that's the same one. So they're all heavily involved. And also we've got this guy here,
Mario Kappan.
And I'm only assuming that if I put this name into, and if you want to do your own research, you can literally go to a website, which is a good friend of mine. When I call him a friend, more than an acquaintance, you put their names into behind MLM, and would you believe it? Here they come here, blockchain era. And all I did is I searched for that person's name. We're going to see, and there we are there. So here's somebody here trying to defend, promoting it like crazy, no words, whatever it is. So you can just about guarantee that anybody's name that you've seen associated with any other scams in the past, they're all doing the same thing. And just for shits and giggles, let's put this person's name into behind MLM and see what they've been doing. No searches. Wow, that's good. That's just taking the wind out of my sail. Have been Validus. Well, that's interesting. So Validus is a company that even came here to New Zealand. They think they stole $600 million from mum and dad investors. But that person there has been linked to it, but obviously not So I always wonder what happens if I just search for this individual's name and see what comes up. There we go here. So I'm going to have a look at this. LinkedIn. So is this the person? And this has got 7 connections. So I presume somebody's ripped off his profile. And then if you contact this guy, they'll probably tell you they can help you recover your crypto. But I'm assuming that that individual there is not the same one I'm looking at, but I'm just going to do a wee experiment. If you ever get stuck somewhere, remember there's a real powerful thing right in front of you. If I go here and I see this here, I can right click on this and go Google Lens. And by right clicking on it and using Google Lens, it will search the internet and find that person's photo and associate them. You'll probably be able to find the real photo of that individual. Or in this case, I find another individual. And this is how we do what we do. But this is a remix. I don't know, but this isn't, I'm getting off track here. But what I'm getting at is often you can right click on an image and find the real source of the image, or you can actually find, the other profile that this was meant to be. I don't believe for a minute this is the real person's LinkedIn account. That's what I'm getting at. But somebody's obviously ripped off his image and his look. But by using the images they've stolen, you can see where they found those images and often find the real profile. I hope I explained that well, but probably not. Anyway, so what we're getting at here is these promoters have got a lot of history. Now, I'm not sure if this name was spelt wrong, but I did have an individual that was in my database that goes by the same name, and I think Frank, and I weren't 100% sure, but this individual here, the name that I had in the system is similar but not the same. But anyway, I get a bit distracted. But I don't know some of the people here because my researcher provided a lot of intel, screenshots, and rather than filling up this whole blog with information that would make it confusing, we've gone through this and we can verify that this person has been associated to these other opportunities. So ironically, if we look at it, Herbert, and he's associated with BitHarvest, that is kind of absolutely batshit crazy because BitHarvest was that little USB stick I talked about earlier on, and that's now fallen over. Cryptex is another opportunity that has also fallen over. But all these opportunities are all similar. They all have the same, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They never get off the ground. And when these Ponzi schemes and scams all fall over, they seem to default back to the one that's still going. And just because it's lasted more than 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, doesn't mean it's genuine. It just means it's got more of a hold. They will all fall over. All right, so there was a bit of knowledge there. I don't even know if that reminds me of a scam. See, I'm getting distracted here, but I can't help it because I'm a researcher. That's what I do. But I'm just trying to find behind MLM because I'm pretty sure that we had something to do with shutting this company down, if I can find it. And here it is here. No, I didn't. But this is, so you can go through here and read all about these companies. So do your own research. If you're sitting here and you're thinking that Danny might not have it quite right, go through these people's names, find their history if you need to, and think to yourself, why do I need any other evidence than looking at the people that have followed the queen bee to the next hive? It's all the same. It's not crypto. It's an opportunity out there that's promising you something that will never eventuate. That's my take on it. Previous involvements in failed, controversial, and heavily criticized opportunities does not prove wrongdoing in itself. However, when the same names repeatedly appear across multiple crypto and MLM ventures after a number of years, ventures over a number of years, I believe it's reasonable for prospective participants to examine those track records carefully before committing their money. Because while companies can rebrand, relaunch, and reinvent themselves, people promoting them often remain the same. So look at the people. And this one here is really interesting. The next one, Dubai Credibility Machine. Mining Race also benefits from something I have seen used repeatedly in crypto, email, and promotions. Credibility by association, passing off other people's names. The company promotes Dubai events, showroom openings, leadership gatherings, conference appearance, brand presentations, professional photography, and media coverage. To a newcomer, that can look impressive. It creates the feeling that the opportunity has already been vetted by serious people. That's not proof but a showroom is not proof of mining revenue. A conference is not proof of profitability. A press release is not proof of regulatory approval. Mining grid and mining race have been mentioned across outlets such as, I'm just going to read this because that's going to throw me.
Arabian Business, Crypto Reporter, MENAFN, Zohar, Trading View, Finance World, Arab Daily,
and other presentations. However, many of these articles appear to be press release style placements or synchronated, I think that's the word,
syndicated,
promotional content rather than independent investigation reporting. That distinction matters. A company can buy media exposure. A company can stage an event. A company can publish newsletters. A company can create professional videos. A company can build polished website and launch an app. None of that answers the most important question. Where is the independent verifiable evidence that the mining operation generates enough revenue to support the rewards being promoted? So it's really, really important that. Now, what I'm going to get at here, if you go to my website, deheck.com, it's not rocket science, but you can actually see that I've been featured in quite a few different media outlets. And you come down to the bottom here, you can see the Press, the Guardian, the Tampa Bay News, ABC News, Juice, Bloomberg. So if you click on Bloomberg, for an example, it will take you away to the Bloomberg article. Now, this is actually a documentary. Ooh, is it going to load? A documentary that Bloomberg did about me going after Sam Lee, which, and if you go back here and you click on The Guardian, you can go to The Guardian where they actually quoted an article and talked about me. And I think they might even have a photo in here somewhere along the line somewhere. I don't know. But they talk about me and my connection to my investigation to busting these scams. That's what a real journalist will do. They will quote you. You won't get to write your own article. But when you go back to here and you click on the mining race in the media, they provide you a list of articles which you can click on, which don't work anymore, which is kind of funny in a way. But all these links that they give you are over expired adverts by the look of it. Right, so let's just have a look at a few. Oh, now I'm being asked to log in, cancel. But these are, I can tell you now, later, you can go through here and read all these. But these are all, a lot of these are sponsored articles. And if you're clever enough and you sit here and you do all your due diligence like we do, you will find there will be a disclaimer at the bottom of this article, or it won't even tell you who the author of the article is. It tells you here it's a staff writer, just using that as an example. And if you research Arabic business staff writer, it will tell you that these are all sponsored adverts, and that's the name they give them. So staff writer isn't a real person, you got it. But so what I've done is I've left that here, and you can actually download this and you can check out all those articles. So Finance World, I mean, this is going to be great. So here's an article, just using this as an example. All right, and it's mining grit host first crypto event in Middle East. No, I don't want to subscribe. So come down here, read to my heart's content. I get to the end of the article, and does it tell me who's written the article? Next article, previous article. It says I can share the article. I go to the top here, and it doesn't even say who wrote the article. You get the idea? Sponsored articles. Anyone can pay for this. Now, they've got your money coming in, so no doubt they've used your money to pay for these adverts. And that's what you'll get by reading through the media side of it. So don't get hang up on, they were in Forbes magazine like I've heard before. Now, I just busted a $400 million Ponzi scheme in Florida. And I rang up, two people rang me up, and they said that they invested $100,000 each into Goliath Ventures, and there were two fire people, one fire lady, one fireman, and that was a lot of money for them. They were hoping that I could help them get their money back. And I said, what made you think it was a real and true investment opportunity? They said that they were part of Black Rock. And I said, no, it wasn't Black Rock, it was Black Block, myblackblock.com. And they went, oh, we thought it was the same company. Well, thought ain't going to cut the mustard, but you see what they did there? They passed off somebody else's name to get credibility. They also said that Christopher Delgado had been mentioned in magazines like Forbes magazine. And I'm going, oh my God, yes, he had. But he paid for it. Oh, I didn't know you could pay for it. Well, you can tell sometimes because Forbes magazine has a printed edition and they don't allow people to pay for sponsored adverts, as far as my knowledge goes, in the printed edition. So you'll see the PDF version will have all the adverts through it. It's crazy. I don't know why they do it. Yahoo Finance, we were looking at an opportunity I discovered yesterday. They publish fake crap. Like once again, if I come back to my website, we went through and looked at an opportunity called PO Wealth Sharing yesterday. We come through here and we can see they're now got two fake professors. But if I scroll down here enough, I'll actually find an article in Yahoo Finance, which at first glance you would think was amazing that they were in Yahoo Finance. Promotional brochure, Facebook. I was talking about all the different things that this company will do to, where is it? Finance, Yahoo. 1 minute, please, caller. Let's see if we can go Yahoo. Yahoo Finance, there it is. So they've got this organization called Globe News Wire. And here is a scam called PO Wealth Sharing Limited, published on the February the 13th, 2026. And you could at first glance think, oh, look, Yahoo Finance is telling us that this is a real good thing. But you come down to the bottom here, you get to the very bottom, if you get that far, if you haven't already given up and thought it was real. Where are we looking, everyone? I think I went past the bit. There we go. The story continues. So you even have to struggle to find it. And you get to the end and a disclaimer. It says this content was provided by the company that they're talking about. So it's an advertisement. Don't get mixed up with advertisement. Right, so this is the stuff where it really starts to look a little bit more shady. The Austrian, is it Austrian? Austrian regulatory warning. While reviewing the material, I discovered that Mining Race had already attracted the attention of at least one financial regulator. On the 20th of March 2026, not that long ago, Austrian's Financial Market Authority, called the FMA, the same as New Zealand Financial Regulatory, is it FMA? FMA, it is. Financial Markets Authority, issued a public warning concerning LLC Mining Grid. Now, that happened to be the same name of the company that was on the Google App Store, which is interesting. Mining Race / Mining Race. I don't know if that is meant to insinuate that's a trading name. I don't know. According to the regulators, the company did not possess the required authorization to distribute certain products in Austria. More importantly, the FMA stated that the products being offered were classified as alternative investment funds, AIF, under Austrian law. That is not a blogger opinion. I'm a blogger. That is not a competitor's allegation. Is it allegation? Never get that word right.
Allegation.
That is a statement made by an official regulator. The warning does not automatically mean Mining Race is operating illegally in every country of the world where it does business, nor does it automatically prove fraud. What it does mean is that at least one regulator looked at the structure being offered and determined it raised concerns significant enough to justify publishing a warning. That distinction is important because Mining Race presents itself primarily as a mining system. The Austrian regulators appears to have viewed the products differently, focusing on the financial characteristics of what participants are purchasing rather than what the marketing language surrounding them. I also found it interesting that the company marketing material places significant emphasis on growth, community expansion, leadership development, reward races, and network participation. Yet, I found little public discussion addressing the substance of the Austria's regulatory concerns. For prospective participants, this should not be ignored. Whether a financial regulator publishes a warning about a company, investors should stop, read the warning carefully, and understand exactly why it was issued before committing any money. Austria warning may not answer every question about mining race, but it certainly creates a number of new ones. Now, the real sad thing about it, a lot of people read these warnings and they claim that they don't understand the industry. They claim that they're trying to stop people from using decentralized platforms. But when you read through these warnings, they're pretty blunt and they're telling you to stay away. And that's really important. Let's have a listen.
Anyone providing banking services and financial and securities services in Austria requires the necessary authorization or license to do so from the Austrian Financial Market Authority, FMA. Some undertakings offer such services without holding the necessary authorization. Information about whether a specific undertaking has been authorized/licensed by the FMA can be found in the FMA company database.
So to me, first glance, it's telling me basically they don't have the licenses for the work they claim they're doing and the claims they're making. So read up on that if you're still on the fence. Where are the mining operators? This is the question that keeps coming back. Mining Race presents itself as a serious Bitcoin mining system. End of story. That's what they claim they are doing. The company talks about mining farms, leased hash power, mining cards, mining machine, hosted equipment, stable mining, mining credits, and reward generated from mining activity. All these claims. But after reviewing a large amount of material, I found plenty of evidence showing promotion and is far less evidence showing independently verifiable mining infrastructure. If I was a company that claimed to be a building company and I build skyscrapers, you would expect to go to my offices and find large cranes, concrete machines, surveyors, the whole 9 yards. If I was a construction company, this company doesn't have any of that. Instead, we have an office with brochures and salespeople, but no mechanics, no utility vehicles that look like they're building or they're builders. You know what I'm getting at? I found conferences, newsletters, event photographers, a Dubai showroom material, mobile apps, sponsored media articles, presentation plans, leadership graphs, and promotional videos. What I did not find was the type of evidence I would expect from a company presenting itself as a major mining operation. Remember, they claim that even though they've only got 1,200 people on their YouTube channel, I've got 72,000 people on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. But they are claiming to be one of the biggest crypto mining organizations on the planet. And here they are with 1,200 subscribers on their YouTube channel. If you do subscribe, I'd like to give back, and I have Sadie come and clean your screen for you. There she goes. She does a wonderful job. She hides under the desk. She doesn't get paid anything around here, but she always does a pretty good job. So thank you for subscribing if you haven't already. So the questions that need to be answered: where are the mining farms? Who operates them? What mining pools are being used? What is the verified hash rate? Where are third-party audits? Where are the production reports? Where are the pool statements showing what is being mined and how rewards are being distributed? A source told me they had repeatedly asked mining race representatives where the mining facilities were located and how participants could independently, I think it is.
Independently.
That's better. Independently verify the operation. So they've been asked. I haven't wrote a reply in this particular blog as of yet, but maybe I should email them if I can find an email address on their website. Sometimes you go to these websites, you email them, and their email bounces back. So maybe I need to ask them, but this is the reply they got. The response they received was that the locations were not disclosed because they were a business secret. How convenient. That answer does not sit comfortably with me. How does it sit with you? If mining is the heart of the business, then the mining should be the simplest part to verify. This is the whole core of the whole company, is they're a mining company, but there's no evidence of this, and it seems to be impossible for them to provide this information. Instead, from the material I have reviewed so far, the most valuable part of mining race are the events, the promoters, the compensation plan, and the marketing. The least valuable part appears to be the actual mining operation. It's like the 20-80 rule all stuffed up. The questions that remain after reviewing the company presentations, the compensation plan, the newsletter, event material, promotional videos, regulatory publications, and the background of many of the individuals promoting mining race. I believe the most important questions are also the simplest. If mining race is powered by a large-scale Bitcoin mining operation, where is the independently verifiable evidence of that operation? It's not rocket science, it's the hex science. If the rewards being promoted are funded primarily through mining, why is the mining infrastructure itself so difficult to verify? If the business model is sustainable without consistent growth, how would the ecosystem perform if recruitment slowed significantly? So if no one promoted it, is it really an integral part of the business that you must go out there and promote, get people to sign up? If that sign up stopped, why would the platform fall over? Would it fall over? If many of the most visible promoters and leaders are previously appeared in controversial crypto and multi-level, if many of the most visible promoters and leaders have previously appeared in controversial crypto and multi-level marketing ventures, what lesson should investors take from those track records? I'm not asking readers to accept my conclusion. This is my opinion and I'm entitled to it. I'm asking them to do what every investor should do before committing money to any opportunity. Look beyond the presentations. Look beyond the conferences. Look beyond the leadership titles, testimonials, and marketing material. Follow the evidence. Follow the money. Where is the money coming from? Because when all the branding, events, rewards, and promotional noise is stripped away, the success or failure of mining race ultimately depends on one thing: whether the underlying business is capable of delivering what it promised. Is it delivering what it says it is delivering? And I think it would be fair to say that we want to have proof that this is a legitimate company in doing what it says, because at the moment, I couldn't find any. And if you know of any mining farms that have been ran by miningrace.com and you can provide me evidence, I'm all open to it. But at the moment, all I see is a recruitment team, another company providing multi-level marketing for those bottom feeders on the planet that seem to just follow the queen bee around wherever she lay. I want chocolates. I want to see the chocolate factory. I want to taste the chocolates. I want to eat the chocolates. I'm sick of reading the brochure. I'm sick of being told how wonderful the chocolates are. I'm sick of being told how much money I'm going to make if I invest in the chocolate factory. If you watch my introduction, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't watched my introduction, go back and watch it now. Now, hopefully I've helped you. And I've made you at least ponder and think about whether miningrace.com is a good investment opportunity or something that you should be wary of. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.